Welcome to the Lincoln List, and this is a rant on getting back up. Remember to follow our live feed on Twitter, see more of our videos on YouTube, and like us on Facebook.
All right, welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Before I get started with today's rant, let me apologize for my rough look. Now, I normally do look a little bit rough, but it's been a long and grueling week, so I'm going to be a little more grizzled than normal, but I tell you what, that is awesome because that's going to lead me into today's topic, which is picking yourself back up. Now, for every single one of us traders, we've had that moment, that crossroads that we found ourselves at where we are completely downtrodden, dejected, demoralized. We're exhausted from putting in so much work and getting so little reward. And we question as to whether or not we have what it takes to make it to the next level. Now, for some of us, this crossroad moment will come after we've taken a really big loss. And maybe prior to that loss, you were killing this market. I mean, you thought you had it all figured out, and then all of a sudden, seemingly out of nowhere, boom, this trade comes by and just cleans you out. Some of you, it's just another loss in the long line of losses you've been taking because your career has been more about little small tiny wins, little small bits of progress, followed by one massive wipeout that sets you back. Now, I can definitely relate to both sides because in the early days of my career, I was that guy that made little tiny bits of progress, and then I would always do something stupid, and it would set me back 6 months. It would take all of that hard work, all of those hours of studies, and all of those good things, just wipe it out. Now I can also say, after being successful for more than 10 years, that I'll go on these massive rolls of 60 to 90 days plus, all wins. I mean, I'm just winning every day. And it seems so easy, and I'll get aggressive, I'll get cocky, and it never fails. There's always that trade that comes by that will kind of pull me back in a little bit. Now, it won't take me out like it used to in the old days, but what it does is gives me a reality check and lets me know that growing as a trader is always part of this market. The market always will put you back down to reality if you get ahead of yourself. So the question becomes, what do we do to get back on track? And simply put, the answer is, you've got to get the hell back up, man. I mean, I don't care what it takes. You got to dig as deep as you need to dig, do what you got to do, but you've got to find a way to dust yourself off, get back up, and get in the game. Now, if you got to go throw a tantrum, throw a tantrum. You got to go out, you got to get drunk, you got to break some stuff, you got to yell at somebody, do it. But you have got to find a way to get back into the game as quickly as you possibly can, because the longer that you wait, the harder it's going to be for you to be successful, because all that fear and anxiety and anger, that's just going to manifest while you're away, and you're going to find it more difficult to return back to the market. So I'm not going to leave it just at that. I'm going to give you a couple of tips that's kind of helped me over the last years to get back on track and just kind of help me soldier along. Now, depending on the size of your loss, if it's really bad, or maybe you've struggled for a week or two, you're just in a rut, it might be best to take 1 to 3 days off. No more than 3 days, but maybe step back a little bit, let your mind settle down, let your emotions settle down, clear your head, then come back to the market. I know your first thought on this is, man, I'm going to miss out on some opportunity if I take a day off. No, you're not, because I tell you what, if you're psychologically beaten, you wouldn't know what opportunity looked like if it was right in front of you. You were missing the opportunities. I mean, you're so psychologically screwed up, you wouldn't know what good opportunity is. So take a few days off, clear your mind, come back into the market. Now, when you come back into the market, be very selective about the kind of trades that you're going to take. You got to look first at the loss that you took and understand what it was all about. Was it a revenge trade? That would be bad. Was it a blind social media follow? That would be even worse. But if it was a good trade that normally works out for you, you've got to figure out where you went wrong. Maybe it was too aggressive at the entry. Maybe you added too quickly to it. Maybe you were just too stubborn on what was happening in front of you. I mean, there's multiple reasons, but you don't necessarily want to throw away all of your strategies just because you hit one bump. So you got to keep that in mind. Be very, very selective about the type of trades you take. Also, lower your position sizes. This has always been one of my biggest teachings at the Lincoln Listen. It doesn't matter if you're getting back into the game or you're trading right now. Position sizes are the key to success, to survival, and to controlling anxiety, all of those emotions. You got to remember, if you're coming back in after a big loss, you're dinged up a little bit upstairs. I mean, you got some ego problems. And I understand. I've been there. But the only way to fix that is you've got to clear your mind, lower those sizes so you no longer have that kind of anxiety. And last, I don't care what you've done. I don't care how much money you have lost in the past or how big of a screw up, loser, or a failure that you think you are. It doesn't matter. Whatever you do, do not give up. Because if you think losing money right now sucks, if you think feeling like a loser or feeling like a failure sucks, try living with regret. Because trust me, over experience, regret far outweighs the pain of losing some money. Because if you look back 5 years or 10 years down the road in the mirror and wonder what could have been if you would have toughened up and stuck it out, you're going to be much more upset about that than losing a few bucks today. So in the end, a recap: lower your position sizes, be selective on your trades, maybe take a few days off here and there. But whatever you do, don't give up and get the hell back in the game. Thanks for watching this video. Until the next rant, take care.